And in the Impact segment tonight, President Obama well understands that the abuse of federal power on the spying issue could well harm him once he leaves office.
I suspect that, on a list of people who might be targeted, so that somebody could read their emails or listen to their phone calls, I'd probably be pretty high on that list.
And so would Juan Williams and Mary Katharine Ham, who join us now from Washington. All right, Mary Katharine, I'm going to start with you tonight because I always start with Juan, and we want to mix it up a little bit here. So Karl Rove believes that there isn't an abuse on this PRISM program. The whistleblower clearly says there is.
Right.
It strains credulity to me that the federal government would be building this enormous facility in Utah.
Right.
They got to be building it to store something, and phone calls cannot. You don't need that. So that raised a red flag to me. And you say?
Well, yeah, I think if you take whatever your poison is, IRS, GSA, Benghazi, whatever the situation is, and you say, well, what is our confidence that these rules, even if they're in place, are not being violated, especially when the entire program is secret? I would also add that the existence of a 29-year-old IT guy working at a private firm, not the NSA or the CIA, having access to some of this information, regardless of what you think of the leaker.
We don't know whether he had the access or not, so let's be clear about this.
Wait, hold on. But the document itself has been authenticated, the document that gives us the information that Verizon did this.
But
so he had access to some of this stuff.
We don't know whether what this guy is saying is true. He's in Hong Kong.
I know, and we'll find out more about him. But
he worked for a private contractor who the NSA hired to monitor whatever they were monitoring. All right,
but
and he got wind.
The existence of PRISM and the NSA phone tapping have been confirmed by other sources.
But we don't know exactly what PRISM is. See, that's
my point being. My point being that if there are 5 million top secret or secret clearances, which is what we're finding out about this gigantic, secret state, surveillance state that we have, then what are the chances that every single person is operating exactly according to the law? I mean, that's the risk you run, and I think that's what you're tapping into, Bill.
Right. All right, Juan, you say?
You know, I listen to the two of you, and I realize you don't trust government, and I think this is an extension of sort of the conservative line that this is more government overreach and government. But look, if you don't trust used car dealers, you don't trust morticians, you don't trust journalists, okay, I understand it. But here you're saying not only don't you trust President Obama, you don't trust the people who, Republican and Democrat, run the House Intelligence Committee, the Senate Intelligence Committee. You don't trust the judges on the FISA court.
You don't trust anybody to run these IRS testimony? Were you in a coma last week for that IRS testimony?
Look,
you had federal officials.
That has nothing to do with this. Nothing.
Of course it does. You had federal officials working for the IRS being paid by the federal government who were illegally mining information about conservative groups and giving it to their opponents. That's a crime. And you're telling me I should trust the federal government? What are you, Bambi?
No. What you're telling me about a crime that has nothing to do with this.
Of course it does. It's mining information. It's mining of information.
The heart and soul of what you are saying, a guy who has supported the use of drones, a guy who supported Gitmo and all the rest as you outlined it, the heart and soul of what you're saying is, I don't trust the Obama administration.
No, it's not the Obama administration. It's the federal apparatus.
This is a real important debate, Bill, and you've highlighted it. So don't, downplay it or water it down by bringing in IRS. That's totally extraneous.
Juan, you must be on glue. You must be sniffing glue, Juan. I mean, if you can't see how the IRS abuse of mining information that's supposed to be private and giving it out illegally to other people ties into this. Come on.
It doesn't. It doesn't tie in.
All right, Mary Katharine, do you think it ties in?
Hold on. Yeah, I think it ties in. One thing I would say is that the 11%, approval rating of Congress might suggest that many people might not trust their oversight for all of this information.
It's about the government doing things without a precision. All right?
Yeah,
if you're going to take everybody's email, some of that email is going to be abused.
Right, and this is part of the problem is that it appears to be domestic, not just foreign, and it appears to be widespread.
Why do you say it appears to be domestic when Karl Rove says it isn't domestic?
Because it looks like they're dragnetting all of this information
where
from
are
the
you
internet,
getting that from,
according to what is being reported right now. Part of the problem is that this is all secret, and so we cannot know. And Carl probably can't tell us if he knows. And
we don't know. The whistleblower in Hong Kong says that's happening, and Rove says it isn't happening, and we don't know.
But at least the phone stuff is not very targeted and is domestic, and I think I have an issue with that a little bit beyond what you do. Not because I think there's a distinction. Hold on. Not because I don't think there's a distinction, but because you can do a lot more with data now than you could in 2006 or 2001.
I think you've got to give them some rope to protect us, and the phone thing is okay with me. All right, I gotta go.
The two of you, I don't want to get blown up. I'm amazed that the conservatives aren't on the side of the Obama administration here.
Oh, come on.
I hope it's a lesson for everyone not to trust government on either side.
You don't want them to trust anybody. You don't want a government. You don't want a civilization.
No, when there is abuse, when there's a potential for abuse, they will take it most of the time. That's the lesson.
Well, next time you go to the land of Oz, tell me I want to come with you.